What is going on? I'm Zedmod in that shop. Do keep that creator boost going, pretty please. It is incredibly helpful. We're going to jump into Warships, 2 video a day kind of thing, trying to support that boom pass, trying to support you guys on the Warships. It's a lot. It's a lot. We are going to have a look and see how the heck I am in 18 now. I was out of 18 for a while, got back in. I think all of you can easily get to 18 if you're not there already. I'll show you how I did it. Rakesh, you crushed me. That was my last battle before I got into critters. So GG Rakesh if you're out there on the tubes. He's on the Discord. Stranger, decent time by me. They didn't make it. Tide Ninja Yiddles YouTube GG. That was my first attack with critters. It was not good. This one was my second attack with critters. I will show you what not to do with critters. So this right here, this is an easy shock. The trick is throw your critters, then before they land, shock the world. And I'm going to show you in half times how not to do it. So if we watch here, the critters are going to come out in a second, and then I'm going to misclick beyond belief. And if you might be saying, well, Zed, maybe you just suck. Well, that might be the case too, but the misclick is so bad. Watch this. 2 critters come out, and then 1 shock there, and then 1 shock, 2 more shocks on top, just to make sure that A, I've shocked all the critters, and B, I've used all of the GBE. So thankfully it was against someone from Join at Own Risk. If you're gonna lose, you might as well lose to someone you know, just to make sure that those stars go to good use, and then just not a great time. I've done that a bunch. I think up here, I think I actually flared onto the engine room and then had to come back. So you can generally get faster than 3 minutes 10 seconds against this was OP Destroy. OP Destroy playing his wife's account, I do believe. 3 minutes 19 seconds, and that is just an awful base. So if you've got flamethrowers, make sure you've got at least 1 next to your engine room. So GG OP Destroy, apparently he was live streaming. I hate beating people live on stream. It's just awkward. So apparently he handled it graciously. So good game, OP Destroy. Psyched Yoda, they fizzled. I am dropping all on this side. Now, it's a weird balance. When you can easily critter an engine room, by all means do it. You can get very, very, very fast times, but Dr. Phoenix, a member of Join at Own Risk, had a very, very good point, and that is, don't worry too much about crittering an engine room. Worry about your attacks first, and I took that to heart, and I'll hopefully show you some attacks where we're not going to critter an engine room. And that is exactly this, where we're using that right-hand side drop, getting that shock out, and then getting all of those troops going, crittering this engine room instead. Just trying our darndest to focus on what is best for the attack, as opposed to what works best as far as crittering an engine room. So I said I was going to show you where I didn't use critters on an engine room, and then I went and showed you critters on an engine room. So again, getting that right-hand side, getting critters on that back engine room, not going super duper smoothly. You see, I'm just wasting GBE, wasting GBE, wasting GBE, but it ends up working out in the end. So it's this weird balance that I'm not sure is going to come across terribly well on the video, but I think, and this one again, like, they just left this whole right side of this engine room wide open. So I assume, yeah, there we go. Throwing the critters onto that flamethrower, getting all of our troops out to that far left, and then just absolutely rushing engine rooms. This kamikaze madness is required if you want to win at the higher levels. So you're gonna lose some troops. Not ideal for instant training, but you can get all of those engine rooms without losing quite so many troops. You're just gonna have to resolve yourself to being a slightly lower rank. Also very much need to take a breath. I don't think I've stopped. Sorry, I just got a phone call that my kid had a huge fall in gym class. They no concussion, but can't play rugby after school. So I'm a bit ramped. He's fine, apparently, totally fine. He wants to play rugby. They said no. So this one again, same thing, same thing. Because I've got tick 2 flares, this actually should help us a little teeny tiny bit. Now, we're going to drop you guys over here. I'm going to flare back to there. I'm going to throw a shock about there. We're going to throw some critters about there. And again, just shocking the world, getting all of this stuff out here, and then getting all of our troops going. Need to get this back into here. Throw in a battle orders. I have made all sorts of mistakes on this battle, but the bottom line is that all of our troops are chucking, and then we can get them chucking over onto here, hoping to get a second battle orders, and we are going to be very, very, very fast. That is 3 minutes, 18 seconds. I said not to critter an engine room, but if those engine rooms are unprotected, you gotta take the freebies. They are gonna be fairly quick. I threw that flamethrower right dead center on purpose, hoping that flamethrower turns and melts their bombardiers, but it's crazy. Even people with rocket launchers, you just ignore them, and rushing through them, you don't end up losing too many troops. Once in a while, throwing some critters out there or some shocks out there to keep your troops moving, but you guys got this. If you are doing anything slightly differently, would love to hear about it, but right about now, the time to beat is 3 minutes, 10 seconds. And that's just going to keep getting faster and faster as people figure out different hits. If you protect the right engine room, then your left one's open. If you protect the left and the right, then your middle one's open. There's always a hole. It's just a matter of figuring out where the heck that is. So we'll do one more live hit because I got to get the heck off the pewter. And we'll see how it goes, assuming we can get a match, that is. And this is the number one thing holding me back from hitting 19. Well, the number one thing is skill. The number two thing, of course, is time. So this person has made a giant mess of this left-hand side. They have got this mortar and this flamethrower protecting that engine room. They're very, very afraid of that engine room getting hit. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw our critters down here instead. That one is wide open. So I'm also tempted to go with, you know what, let's get going. Tick 2 flares. I feel like they're helping me. They very well might not be helping me though. So we're going to get that flare back to there. I am going to use a shock just out of sheer and utter terror and pain and worries. And now that is happening, that flare has likely expired. We're going to get all of this stuff up in here, get some critters down there, and then just absolute battle orders to try to get our troops moving as best we possibly can. Brick is going to give us one more battle orders. Then we are going to get this flare over onto there. This is the only thing you need to worry about, is getting that flare out at a decent time. The number one mistake is when you flare too early and you end up, oh no, I thought we were done, and it ends up that we're not. So I assumed I should have thrown those critters as soon as I dropped on this right-hand side, was not paying any attention, and good lessons to be learned. Let's see what Squiggles McGee has got for us, and that was so lucky. Like, that was so beyond lucky. If I make 19 in the next little bit, it is all because of that madness. So first things first, throw those critters out there. Like, the timing is difficult. You got to throw critters, you got to drop troops, and then because my flare is only tick 2, I got to, you know what, I'm going to do that right now. I'm so tempted to get that at a tick 3. Tick 2 flare is great, but you have to wait a little bit to get that out there. And at the 4 engine room level here, it is problematic. We will do one more because that was awful. Yes, we did win, and I'm setting myself up for failure because I'm bound to lose to end the video, but that's all right. if you guys have a better idea of how the heck I can show this, because critters are just so time sensitive. And even on the main base, I have held off on how to use critter guides because they're so attack dependent. Sometimes you use them to clear mines. Sometimes you use them to keep your troops alive. They fly slightly slower than shocks. So you throw them first, then you throw the shocks. And again, I am starting to, you can hear the, I was going to say, not the anxiousness in my voice, the fact that I'm speaking so gosh darn quickly. Okay, this one, straight up. This one looks straightforward. We are going to drop you there, 1, 2, 3, brick on this far right-hand side, critters back there, critters in the air, and then the shock, and then getting this stuff up in here. Can't say up in here without adding the second up in here, getting that shock out, getting more battle orders, and this is the problem here. We have a decent spread here, a decent split, but it's going to be so close, and we are needing to get that flare going, and I'm afraid to flare. You know what? Let's get this flare going. Should have got that flare a little bit sooner. Getting those things out there, getting this over onto here, and now we just need that shrapnel to land as we shock the engine room for extra added effect. So 3 minutes, 10 seconds. If you lose with 3 minutes, 10 seconds, totally fine. If I lose with 3 minutes, 10, I can live with that. It's when you end up throwing a 254 because you're trying to be fast and you screw it up. So 313, 318, 319, all of those are very much attainable. It's just a matter of slowing down a little bit, aiming for 310, and you guys can get to 19 or 18 or 7, whatever the heck you are. Let me know what rank you're at. I am currently sitting number 1 New Zealand, I believe. Yeah, number 1 New Zealand, just barely over Mackett, who is coming for me. Shout out to all of this guy juniors, always up there. Not seeing HL. There we go. Good to see HLY still playing. There's lots and lots of different ways to play this season, and people are almost in Legendary already. Now, just to remind you about that reset, it is going to be crazy. People are already in 24, which means they're already starting at Diamond next season. That is bananas. All of those people in that background there. Let's see here. Currently we have 3 people. The top 3 right now are starting in Diamond next season. Crazy. Anyways, that is all for me. As per always, thank you for coming in. I am Zedmont. Don't forget to comment and like and share and subscribe and all those YouTubey things, but also don't forget to throw code Zedmont in that shop. Thank you for coming in. I'm Zedmont. Peace.